this year.
You sound kind of like the Fed right now. So everyone's got guns, right?
Yeah. Hey man, where are you working right now? what kind of guns do you have? And, what's your social security number?
So you scratch off the serial number, or how does that work? Or
and you all have.
You got the bump stock?
And for the record, you guys have tried to pay off public servants before, and you have belonged to an organization.
Okay. And for the record, you were also tweeting about mass shooters yesterday.
Yo, Menace with that shit. That shit is crazy. Wait, how'd you get past that ban though? When they banned you, how'd you do it?
Yeah, man, so Joe can tell you, this is the third time that I've gotten suspended, no explanation. I literally go in, file an appeal, and it could just pops right back. It took
just know how good he is.
This time, it took literally 30 minutes. I was like, what the fuck?
They were probably just like, yo, it's Mr. Menace? Oh, sorry. That was a mistake. That was totally
yeah, they let you back in purely off the street for your post-elect.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they were like, no, we're enjoying it.
And I think about just like all the golden classic shit posts. You have your afternoons where you're flooding the market, and I feel like that's the best camouflage.
Yeah, you could say there's a fine line between shit posts and spam. You want to ride it right up to the edge too.
You want to be edging, yeah.
Yeah, you have to find a way to talk about shooting people without it being a threat.
Kind of want to thread it. So I'm at Slaboid T.
All right, this is Shit Spouter 37.
This is the black.com pills.
This is the Fed Post.
Is he talking about shooting me or somebody else?
Is this a gif of a sniper cocking his gun directed at the post-career or the trans teenager that's being quoted?
Is this an ironic 3-page manifesto? Or is
Targeted harassment or general harassment?
Yeah, actually, a lot of people don't appreciate this, but Christopher Dorner is this generation of Andy Kaufman.
Commitment to the bit. It's top tier.
Yeah.
Oh my God, unrivaled commitment to the bit. To the grave, some say.
You guys should say your names.
I'm a spicy boy, or actually, I'm Himbo Spice at the moment. At He Who Is Spicy.
And your pronouns.
Eat an ass.
I'm the posting menace at Mayo, my apple pie. My pronouns are fag/retard.
I'm Joe. Woke Mayo is my at, and pronouns I'm Italian. I think this might be a good opportunity to bring up a question from before we were recording. I think one thing I really appreciate about Mr. Oliver Bateman's concept of the work is it's a fantastic critique of the absurdism that is Twitter. And I think that both Ella or Woke Mayo. No, you just call me Joe. Sorry, I dead named you. I'm sorry. Joe and what Menace do are also both forms of Twitter absurdism. Not if I'm putting that in your mouth, of course, but I'm very curious about, as much as you guys are willing to divulge, sort of your hosting philosophy in that context. And I want to couch it with, Joe, your multiple admissions of you valuing people being nice to you and then determining who you associate yourself with. I think that's really good and is another good way to deal with Twitter stuff, but just sort of those two things. So, as much as you guys are willing to go on.
What they do first is they kill a 40 of Steel Reserve, and then they take some ketamine and just let it flow.
You start out by getting in an argument with your friggin' wife. I thought.
So, believe it or not, I'm doing this 100% sober all the time.
God tier. That's God tier posting. That's crazy.
That's
I don't really drink much. I don't know. Like in my time, I did, but now I'm with Menace on this one, man. Like,
I'm 99% of the time you see me, I am absolutely sober.
That's wild.
Hey, word up. That's good.
That's wild. I figured you guys were on some psychedelics, some like nootropics. I figured like you guys were doped up.
It would make me too powerful.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Those edits, those photoshops are just at that point too much.
You turn them so quickly too. Jesus.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's practice makes perfect, you know. And I've been bored for a long time. It's a really good thing I got this job. I don't know what I would be getting up to if I were to be unemployed. No, I mean, you were asking about like posting philosophy or whatever, and I don't know. Like it's not necessarily that I am solely like I will associate with whoever's nice to me. You know, there's obviously more constraints that go to it into it than that. But like, I'm not holding grudges against anybody who's just generally nice to me and nice to the people that I care about. You know, so like that's I don't know. In a lot of respects, that's just path of least resistance, I guess.
Yeah, I have the opposite of philosophy of Ella because people who are nice to me, the nicer they are, I put them on lists. Yeah. And, and I go ham on them.
Fuck you.
Also, I'd like to reference earlier in the episode, CRK is the one that is not armed.
I'm not armed.
Good luck with your list there.
Yeah. Just keeps getting longer.
DM me the list.
Who was it? Was it you who had the photo of like just a gun and a whiskey glass?
No, that was Duber.
That was Duber. Oh man.
But yeah, no. Usually, I don't know. I guess maybe I'm just a cynical piece of shit. But like, usually when people are nice to me or too nice to me, I'm like, what the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
Like, something doesn't add up.
We're damaged goods.
There's a wise man from our government said, "Trust but verify." That's my terrible Obama impression.
I typically just say like, "These people are sick."
Another wise man said, "These people are sick." Also, I just made the classic hack mistake of doing a Trump impression, and I want to apologize for that.
Yeah, I gotta cut that out.
Amazing.
I gotta cut that shit out. We can't slander.
Slav's got TDS.
Slav's a never Trumper neocon, and he's
I'm rebranding as hard
like
resist.
The Lincoln Project type shit.
No. Yeah, I'm an anti-Trump neocon.
Yeah, he's retweeting quote tweeting a Lincoln Project like, "Oh, this shit is fire, bro."
Menace, what's your philosophy?
So I'm kind of a mixture of what CRK was saying and Joe. So I'm very cynical of people being nice to me, but I also, if you're willing to, show you're with me, like support me, like I don't care if you're left wing, right wing, apolitical, like if you retweet like the post where I say like retard or like that's how I know like you're an ally, you're with me. So I kind of go off.
I think that's our concept of solidarity. I think that's what we've been talking about since the beginning.
We're laughing, but like that. I literally operate on that same thing. Like, it makes sense. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like one of those things of like, if you get into like an argument with somebody politically that you don't know, and they like bring up like IQ distribution in a bell curve or something, you're like, oh, okay, like
it's a brother. It's a white hotel.
Right. No, right. Yeah, no. Like you've watched like a lot of, like Dave Rubin or something, and then if somebody like brings up, I don't know, if somebody's like enough of a fag to say fuck around and find out or something, like this person's a born loser, but.
Or if they're like, yo, you heard that episode of Pod Save America?
So
and then, of course, you pay them for the blowjob and you see yourself out.
This is like the old guy moment or whatever. I have no clue what the Mark Cuban thing is from.
Oh, it's from Shark Tank.
Shark Tank. Yeah. You got Mr. Wonderful. You got Mark Cuban.
Oh, you're deep in the lore. That show is like a fucking nightmare. They just like it's cringe as fuck. Like they just walk up and they're just like, oh, I have like a yoga mat that has like a water bottle built into it or something like that. And they're like mad excited, like hunky dory shit. And Mark
Cuban's like, nah, I'm out, bro.
He's a Simon Cowell, just like, no, not for me, bro.
I actually went on the show with the sniper rifle to shoot my friggin' wife, and I got a little bit of seed money from Mark.
Yeah, he was the only one that was really in. Laurie was like, "I'm out immediately."
Yeah, she was a hard pass.
Like, my idea: mass shootings, but more efficient.
Mass shootings, but do it right.
Bump stocks.
We got to find a way to make mass shootings woke.
We gotta normalize them. That's what we gotta do.
Guardian article. It's time to talk about decolonizing mass shootings.
True. There's not enough people of color in mass shootings.
Yeah, there's not enough WOC mass shooters.
What Dorner though? I mean, he was breaking the glass ceiling.
He was a diversity hire, clearly, but you know. I guess that Stephen Panic was kind of woke because we don't know his motive, but he gunned down a bunch of MAGA country music listening people. So that's pretty woke. I mean, that's pretty in line with what the Radlers want.
Is this Las Vegas?
Yeah.
I saw recently. I saw right wing Twitter like making another pass at that. I think like more information came out recently, and like kind of doing another push to paint him as like a far left extremist kind of lone wolf. I thought.
Oh, the agitators, huh?
Oh yeah, I mean it's the work, right? I mean, like genuinely though.
The Marxists, the extremists, the agitators.
Wait, they're saying he's far left?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, he's got no motive, so you can paint whatever the fuck you want on him. He's the perfect blank canvas.
Also, like, it doesn't mean anything.
The whole thing's a CIA false flag operation. You should hit Zoe up on it.
So it's not really a unfounded accusation.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Like, I was like 90% like honest there. That was like only a little bit ironic.
Yeah, they're crisis actors. I'm Jones pilled. You know, Alex Jones is right about everything. It's like you said, COH. She was right about everything. The frogs.
Bullshit, dude.
The other day you were talking to us in private, COH, about how everything that Alex Jones says you fully endorse.
Right.
The estrogen in the water supply, the water turning your kids gay.
That's why frog Twitter's so gay, because they you know, it's the water supply.
All right, but counterpoint, you're black. So,
Got him.
But you failed.
Wait a second.
You're black.
You ain't black.
Yeah, Joe Biden's telling me. I don't know what to
Biden.
believe. Joe Biden says I'm not. I'm confused. I'm here just
truly the two parties in our country.
the two genders.
My only sincere stance is everyone that got Alex Jones deplatformed, life in prison. That's my one sincere stance.
I mean, they get the wall is what I prefer.
Hey, I'm down with it.
Put them in a room, mass shooting time. Let's get it. And then we have a nice discussion, the Oprah conversation.
Oh god, we have to talk about that shit. I guess. Fuck. God.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about this.
All right. So Oprah was saying that all white people have white privilege, right? Like.
Yeah. So essentially, the premise of the show, it's called the Oprah conversation, and it's like
Is that
Oprah.
similar to the Jewish question?
I'd say for our modern day, it's a close equivalent. Sure, it runs parallel. So basically, it's the white privilege question. Is really what it is. So it's the Oprah conversation. She's sitting 6 feet apart on stage with her and some other people, video FaceTiming other folks, and it's on I think HBO now. No, Apple TV. And essentially what she does is it's like a series, and she's bringing people on to, quote, have the tough conversations. And so, like, from the clip, from the preview, you got, like, one clip where she's talking to some dude that's just, like, seems like some regular white dude. And she's like, when is the moment that you knew that you were a racist? and then there's, like, a couple moments where she's, like, I read an article, and it's, like, she's getting into it with this guy. She's like, yeah, I don't know, like, race is kind of, like, a construct that's used more so to divide us than anything, and like I don't think that white people specifically have privilege because like, look at there's poor white people and there's also like you who's Oprah, rich black people, blah blah blah. It's more so like a system that's keeping everybody down, and we should discuss that instead. And she was like, yeah, but like at the end of the day, no matter where you are at on that line of power, at least you have your whiteness. And this is Oprah.
They said
Oprah. Yeah, so yeah, I mean it's pretty cringe to say the least. I didn't watch any.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, I don't either really. Because
what can I cash that? Is that like a check that I can cash somewhere? Is that a
It's a white
Can I just-
reparations.
Yeah, I mean, do I walk up at the line in the grocery store and I got these groceries and I don't have any money, and I look at them and I go, yeah, but just kind of point at my face.
Yeah,
Yo, it's like that.
Kinda like do the skin thing, just like point to your arm up and down, like come on.
Yeah, you know that Eddie Murphy skit where he's like going around as a white person and like he goes to stores and he tries to pay for something and like they're like, what are you doing? You don't need to pay for this. Like, you're you're one of us.
Yeah.
No, it was definitely Eddie Murphy, I think. But like,
Oh, okay.
yeah. But yeah. I figure that's how it works. But I can only speculate from my vantage. But yeah, it's just funny as fuck that it's Oprah of all people to convey that message when she's just like.
She had enough money to start her own TV channel.
Right.
That's a level of money that even like people that you know in your life that are pretty rich, they can't even dream of starting their own TV station.
Well, so Oprah was on TV. She was talking about, quote, the caste system. She was like, the caste system that's been in place benefits white people. The current caste system that's been put into place. And I'm like, okay, sure. Like, if you want to say like on a numbers thing and you want to break it down by a demographic, like look at it just on paper, that may be the way that it's shaken down to be. But like, look at Oprah, who the system's actually set up to benefit her, who's someone who has billions of dollars in her own fucking TV show. Like, who has actually benefited in that scenario from the quote caste system that's set up, which is actually just capitalism? Who's benefited from that there? Oprah or this white dude on the TV that she's yelling at? That's probably just like your middle class guy. Like,
no, I mean, if they're talking about like at a certain point, like if it just comes down to like just like implicit bias, like just like what runs through your head when you see like person A who happens to be white and person B who happens to be black, and like the differences there, like that's always going to exist, right? But what you do is you just throw in housing data from the last several decades, and then you just basically like make it, you basically paint these as like interchangeable, right? And I mean, yeah, it's an ever moving by design goalpost. It's a fucking joke, and
right.
Yeah, I mean, Oprah had to. I mean, maybe I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but like just like Oprah had to say this, right? Because she's like she has a like top position in
right.
what people refer to as the cathedral. That's what I'll say when I use alt-right terminology. Is I'll say what people refer to as
code switching.
Yeah, I mean I mean it's got to be signed off by her, right? Because she's one of the leaders of the intelligentsia, and
she's a cool lady.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd say intelligentsia. She's a very marketable brand.
Mm-hmm.
I've always felt like she was always like.
I mean, she's vertically integrated, and
right.
I mean, she's.
I mean, hell, she's also like working on like imperialist projects with her Oprah Winfrey, like orphanages all around the world. I mean, like in her own way, she's also like, other than just through a media platform, she's like physically helping to perpetuate hegeony.
Oh yeah, I mean, at that point, when you're that rich, that's
colonial.
Colonial is when the whites do it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she always struck me as kind of like a psychopath, like one of the elite psychopaths.
Oh, she's a sicko. She's a total sicko, bro.
Yeah, you see her in like interviews or whatever, like she's like a cold psychopath. Like
dude, she's in pictures sticking her tongue down fucking Harvey Weinstein's ears, dude. You
almost did something problematic right there, COS. You got to be careful with the Epsteins. You got don't want to get Corbin.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, she's just no. I mean, yeah. Aside from what Alex Jones, who was right ahead of all of us about the reptilians, aside from that, she just in interviews and interactions, she just doesn't have human interaction. She just like her being like showing any emotions are very fucking forced, very robotic. Like Hillary, like very robotic.
Yeah, no, she is like the best like case of adrenochrome use.
Oh yeah.
Well, here's the Tom Hanks though. If you, I don't know. I mean, this might be me showing my age, but the way she started out in the game was just doing trashy afternoon talk show stuff. And I remember
she was fucking like Jerry Springer.
Yeah, yep.
She did a Jerry Springer type of show, yeah. And like, but one of the things that made her so effective at that was that she was good at connecting with people because she had a pretty messed up childhood, and she did not come from money. Like she has. She is a rags to riches story, and so she was really good at connecting with people on her show. On like she could get them to talk about things in a really like marketable way. I shouldn't say effective in terms of like she wasn't helping them, but she was getting them to open up and stuff. And then like, it's clear that acquiring as much wealth as she has changed her, has like disconnected her from what the rest of us think of as humanity.
Yeah, absolutely. She, I just see her like trying to egg on like guests and like try to make them cry for the camera. And like, it's very in line with the Jerry Springer thing, like trying to get some type of human reaction that people want to see, from afar, that don't have to actually, they don't want to, that's that whole Jerry Springer trash talk show appeal, is like, you get to see people go through fucked up real life shit that you don't have to go through, and you kind of feel a little bit better about your own life.
Right. If it bleeds, it leads, baby.
Yeah.
A couple kids from my high school were actually on Jerry Springer. It was pretty crazy. They were in my grade.
It's real shit.
I had a friend who went on, but he was a dancer, so it was for a bit.
Okay. Yeah, this was like the main couple of the episode.
Damn.
Yeah. It was some Alabama shit though. But yeah, I have a personal point of contention with Oprah myself. I lived in Telluride, Colorado, so that's a small ski town. It's in Southwest Colorado. It's a small, maybe 1,200 people live there year round. But I'd say there's like housing for like 6,000 people there, and they're all second, third, fourth homes owned by like the coastal elite that just come hang out there. So Oprah, she actually had a house in Telluride where she would come pretty often. And so she had this huge fancy ass house that was probably worth like, I don't know, probably $6 million or more there. And so she decided she wanted to build a new house. So she bought a new plot. She is building a new house, and she bought another house near the house that she's building there to overlook the building of the new house. So like housing in this county, most of the people that work and live there can't even live there because it's so fucking expensive because of people like that. And like, just because there's no housing available except for luxury apartments and condominiums and houses, and there's no like affordable housing. So all the people that actually work in the town are forced to go an hour away, 30 minutes away to live. And yet Oprah's here with buying a house just to watch another house be built, so that her other house she already has there that's not built yet can just sit empty. That could probably house 30 fucking people if you're going by the size of like a house to the size of the studio apartments that they put 2 people into one room at that work at the ski resort. It's just gross,
gaudy shit
and inequality right next to each other. It's like you see the richest fucking people that you could possibly see, and then you see like the person who's like an illegal immigrant that's having to like run when the ICE raids come. That's the house cleaner. That's like cleaning for like $14 an hour, and they live like 2.5 hours away and get bussed in. It's like, what the fuck?
But guys, to be fair, if homeless people moved in there, it would negatively affect the value
property values.
Sure. Yeah. Not to mention she's only there like 3 days a year, maybe.
No, she also like she's part of this whole neolib thing of like siloing off, just like the therapy thing, the self-care thing, like siloing off everybody's problems, like the big, everybody has to keep secret their own issues that go on that are causes externalities of capital, and she's just part of the whole thing of like, oh, the big thing you can do is just admit it on camera or whatever. That's it. Nothing beyond that, nothing about changing anything, just like that alone is the catharsis that should be good enough, and like you get credit just for that. So she's part of that whole like wave of like self-care, and like isn't Dr. Phil and all these motherfuckers they're all like extensions of her network or whatever, like all the same shit.
I think I could be. I can't say like the absolute first, but I think it's probably safe to say that like the whole like lifestyle industry as we see it today was like probably authored by Oprah in a big way.
Yeah.
Right? Especially because like all of those cunts have basically the same fucking show. It's just their own little specialty in lifestyle shit.
God, now we got the Ellen show too. Holy shit, that's
and Ellen obviously being the flavor for people that like to scream at fat interns.
Yeah, all that lifestyle shit. Even Jordan Peterson is kind of an extension of that. Like these people who just like
100%.
Hell, Alex Jones is.
Oh right, the supplement. Yeah, a friend of mine bought one of his supplements, and I was like, dude, you don't know, bro. You don't know what's going on.
Like he bought it one like seriously.
Yeah, unironically, it was not a bit. I thought it was a good bit, but it wasn't a bit.
Like Rogan supplements, and he was 100% like, this is gonna help my brain. I was like, all right, dude.
The brain supplements
from Joe Rogan.
It's just DMT.
it just gets you to be like, yo, wait, could that be true?
I mean, not to give like a serious answer to that, but but like just like all of that stupid shit, like even just in the best case scenario, like bro, just take fucking vitamins and like make sure you eat a fucking vegetable.
Eat some vegetables, bro. Exactly. Probiotics and prebiotics and shit, like be healthy, dude.
Yeah, I've been in a Wendy's parking lot for 3 weeks straight, and I don't know why I feel like shit, and everything's falling apart.
Yeah, I've been streaming Alex Jones content for 24/7. This parking lot straight off my phone. Like my eyes hurt, my brain hurts. I don't know why.
I need some supplements.
Dude, I had a what was it? I had a this is actually kind of funny. I had a job where my manager, one time we were working together, and a customer came up to the front counter and like set his phone down, and he was listening to, this is actually fucking deranged now that I think about it. He was listening to InfoWars, and my manager saw that he was listening to InfoWars, and he like ordered him to get out of the shop.
Wow.
And then like for the rest of the time he worked there, like I outstayed him.
So that guy gets to wall. Your old manager gets to wall, no doubt. I mean, besides being the manager.
Okay, that's just the tip of the iceberg, really. But yeah, no. Yeah, no.
What's this Ellen DeGeneres shit you wanted to talk about, COH? What happened with that?
She's just a sicko, dude.
What do you mean? What happened?
First of all, I mean, it's Ellen DeGeneres. Take a look at her. She's fucking sick. I mean, but second of all, she is deeply involved in the child cabal, the adrenochrome kind of thing. There's no doubt. I mean, she's on house arrest, bro. Look at her videos, dude. She's got the ankle monitors on sweatpants. I mean, her, Tom Hanks, that bitch, Oprah. I mean, I'm telling you, dude, they're all involved. That's what COVID's about. I know, CRK, I know that you're also a COVID truther.
Absolutely.
I think we're on two different waves.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You think it's to cover up economic collapse. I'm over here. It's all tied into Ellen. It's all tied into Oprah and Tom Hanks. Those sick bastards. And Jeffrey Epstein.
Epstein.
Yeah, Epstein. And Harvey. You know, Harvey.
The whole gang.
I'll go with Harvey.
Two-faced Harvey Weinstein.
You guys ever see the old Ellen sitcom?
No.
Hell.
It was a trip, man. I don't remember a damn thing about it except at some point she came out on the show, and then it was canceled like immediately.
I don't mean
lesbian erasure.
I don't mean to virtue signal, but I have a lesbian sister, so she was very much into watching.
Gay.
So a lot of I've been around and adjacent to a lot of Ellen DeGeneres worship throughout the years.
Oh, you're not kidding? You're serious?
Oh, I was literally just about to say, like, and I don't think that phrase is actually nearly as hyperbolic as it sounds, because these lifestyle brand people, which, by the way, I wanted to make a point about something we were previously talking about the right, which is just that, like, the right built self-help into its like outreach program a few years ago, and just it was so effective. We were talking about that a little bit, and I think like the low time like is, you know, the minimal level of engagement with that stuff is like the Alex Jones like pushing supplements and shit. But yeah, I mean, you got your like gorilla mindset, Cernovich theory. Anyways,
Jordan Peterson.
Yeah,
exactly, man. 12 rules for life.
Wait, is it really 12 rules for life? Is that what it's?
Yeah,
dude, it's like dead ass, just a 12-step program.
Yeah, my friend
just like remarketed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I didn't even realize it, but yeah, my friend had bought that.
I mean, the funniest thing about it is just that like he's such an internet meme of just a personality that the 12 rules were like they were conceived of in like a Quora question board. And so this entire book existed as just like a post on the internet first, which I think is funny. And to be fair, like there's a lot of like theory out there today that started out, you know, in similar forms, but not on like Quora or Quora, whatever the.
Wait, you're being serious?
I'm completely serious.
Really?
Quora is that shit where you Google, you're like, why does my cat's tongue look purple?
No, like this is all, and then tying it back to my point, which is just that like this is all laughably pathetic and small, really just because of like the diminishing returns of late capitalism right now. But he's still basically the same fucking thing as all of these lifestyle grifters.
No, exactly.
With Oprah, it's like the Oprah extended universe, and like, he was even on Dr. Oz, I think, to like tell.
Really? Really?
Like depressed middle-aged white women that like their daughters were out of line or something.
Who's that woman with the clean your room thing? Like it's that Asian woman who has a book about how to tidy up.
Marie Kondo.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember there's some memes about like
shit.
Yeah. There was some
Like
memes.
Joseph Campbell with that shit.
Yeah, like her and Peterson together, like telling you to clean your room. Like, yeah, it really is like complete direct extensions. Yeah, it just clicked with me now. Like, yeah, they really are.
She's like, Marie Kondo is directly like reifying neoliberal individualism, because she's like, does this here product that you bought a long time ago that's now cluttering your room spark joy for you? Does it define who you are? Does it change your life?
Oh, gotcha. So otherwise toss it by something new, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the Buddhist consumerism kind of. I mean, I'm not saying that because she's Asian. I'm saying that because that's like a thing David Foster Wallace said. But like,
she's like
like
minimalist kind of thing too.
Yeah, it's a consumption as the spiritual act.
Yeah, I mean, she's the same as Oprah in that they're like the perfect messengers, because it's like if you talk shit, it's like you're both racist and misogynist. You know?
Yeah.
No, I mean, like for real though. Like if you think about it, like if I was gonna make like a like, it's too small to say it would be like a propaganda campaign, but like if I was gonna make like a media project, let's say, right? Like, and I was gonna have a figurehead, which like definitely I think probably helps with brand building. Like, I would choose a woman. Like, you do that, right? That's what you do.
Well, that's why we're gonna get a WOC vice president. You know, that's why we're guaranteed that, unless it's Gretchen or whoever the fuck. But like, you know, it's a perfect vehicle.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and then they'll just.
I think it really depends on who you're selling to, though.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, so like if I'm choosing a brand ambassador or brand representative, it really depends on like what I'm selling them.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I'm not gonna like I don't think Viagra should be sold by Goldie Hawn, but like,
no, I do. I agree with that actually.
I thought you were anti-sex. I thought you were sex negative.
Nope, you talked me into it. I'm on board now. No, that's fantastic.
Hey.
I'm into it.
Yeah, I think somebody that like you want to fuck should be selling you Viagra. Like,
absolutely.
Shit, that's actually what if like there was a Viagra like campaign that was just like a super hot
Neera
like,
Tanden.
No, it's near. All right, I got nothing after that.
Oh my god,
it's Tulsi Gabbard. She's like, well, actually, Viagra is super cool.
And Tulsi wish Michael Tracy happy birthday.
Ooh,
yeah.
Jackie Kennedy shit.
This was the post where he's like, "Oh, I don't identify as having this birthday, but there's a spectrum of birthdays."
Ooh, yo, M. Tracy, man, what the hot take?
Our boy's straight boomer.
Yeah, people got so tied up that.
Yeah, Alice in Wonderland non-birthday shit. Happy unbirthday. Like, come on, dude.
That's just like straight up Michael Tracy shit. Like, I mean, I saw that. I was not even remotely like surprised. I was like, word, okay, yeah, sounds about right. But I was a little surprised.
I was amazed to learn that he is younger than I am.
How old is he?
He's like 31, isn't he?
Yeah, he's 31 or maybe 32 if his birthday was yesterday. He's like literally a year older than me, and I'm like, come on, man, why do you look like that?
Come on, man. He does seem a little young. He does seem like contrary. I mean, yeah, I know it's like a cheap throwaway insult for everybody who's like, you know, not conventionally left lib id pol. It's just to say we're contrarian or whatever. But he actually,
I think he actually,
no, he actually does seem like he's just contrarian, and he happens to be right half the time because of that, because everyone's retarded. So
I think the thing of it is that like Michael Tracy's kind of just a basic bitch a little bit. I think that like the credit that's due to him, which like I like some of the shit, is really just by virtue of the fact that like he's occupying a pretty good space in the field where he does cover some interesting shit sometimes. So like some of his posts and like I've read a few of his articles that I did like. But like that's more just the position, the brand, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know if that makes sense.
He's cracked the code for how to get people to read him and pay attention to him, and that's just just flying in the face of whatever the thing is, whatever the thing at the moment is. It's like, no, I don't like that thing. That thing, right? It sucks.
Right.
And that he cracked the code. And he's able to do that in such an abrasive way, which is a skill. I will not deny that. But he's able to
as a genuine asshole. Like he comes off grumpy all the time, and
he's able to be abrasive in a truly amazing way. And I mean, I respect that aspect of it. I don't even know what he thinks. I don't care. I don't follow any of this crap anymore. I'm just yeah. But I will say I'm impressed at just the incredible spectrum of people that he is able to anger and still have a job.
It's very true.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's the thing that's so funny. Like the people like Tracy, Amy, like people think they're owning them, screenshotting them, and quote tweeting them. I'm like, you're making them like they're only important because you're mad at them.
Right.
So you're getting
yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's all.
No, yeah, they're giving them the gas. Like that's why we're talking about them. It's like mostly off of that. If anything, it's just how much hate they get.
And this trick right here is like, that's like one of the reasons, why Trump is, the man on top so frequently.
True.
It's just because like the second you just like be able to just get that emotional distance to be like, all right, like people are mad at me, and like I'm just gonna think about the utility of that and how to like wind people up. Then like, yeah, I mean,
it's like the whole enemy of my enemy is my friend. Like if someone you fucking hate is mad at somebody, you're like, oh, I'll probably like the person they're mad at.
Right. Yeah, and it's definitely just a good strategy that Trump always deploys, where it's just like, I mean, because nowadays, if especially if you get canceled or whatever, like people profusely apologetic and just hedging the fuck away, like as the goalposts move on what's woke, like they just everybody's so scared to death and like moving how public opinion wants them to move. And if you're just somebody who's just like, no, I don't give a fuck about any of that, actually, that clicks with a lot of people like viscerally, just because they're just like, oh, thank God, some respite. Like, oh, somebody who's just not just cowering all the time to social pressure. That's why it's got more power now.
I think that people are just all like really hungry for like a place where they can just relax and not have to be on guard and try.
Absolutely.
I mean, honestly, I was watching the NBA this past week because they just reopened up down in the bubble, and so I was watching, and they had the post game show or the halftime show, and they had like Shaq on, they had Charles Barkley, and they obviously opened up going into like talking about COVID, Black Lives Matter and stuff. But then I heard Charles Barkley give like some strikingly good material analysis, actually. Like
Charles Barkley?
Charles Barkley.
Really?
he's from Leeds, Alabama, which is like right next to where I grew up. I actually wrestled at the high school that he like built the gym for and stuff like that. So like he knows like poverty, and like he still lives in Alabama in like that area, like so he was talking, and like everyone was like, yeah, like it's good that they're putting like Black Lives Matter on the back of their jersey, or like everyone's kneeling for the anthem or whatever, but he was like, but you also got to realize that like a lot of people that are watching this, they don't want to be reminded about how horrible, like they're going through the worst pandemic of their lives as well, and they lost their jobs. They don't know where their food's going to be coming from. They don't know if they're going to be getting their unemployment extended, and they just want to watch some basketball. And like, they don't, nothing that you're going to say here is actually going to change, especially if it's not performative and every team kneeling, playing the national anthem just so people can kneel for it type shit. Like he was like, most of these people, they don't need to be reminded about the pandemic and about all of like what's going on, because that's what their lived reality is. And like he was like just kind of dropping like actual, like he was just talking about like how people are about to be evicted, how there's so much like housing like instability and stuff, like shit that I wouldn't even hear like on actual news or anything. And I was like, wow, this is actually strikingly good for like Charles fucking Barkley. Like
no, yeah, that is, I would not expect that at all. It's very weird.
And it's just like exactly what you were saying. Like a lot of the people are just kind of looking for like a respite, like especially people who are dealing with this shit every fucking single day. They don't want to go on TV and see like the richest NBA player talking about, we got to get shit figured out, guys. They're in the bubble protected from the pandemic. Like that's not what they need to hear, because that they just want to see those people do the thing that they're watching them do.
That's why I'm saying that Biden car ad doesn't fucking slap. That shit does not slap, because it's like,
we'll die on this hill.
People, let's talk about that, because I feel like people see that shit and like they're just like, what the fuck? Like what the fuck? Like you're in this car, like yo, I don't know where I'm gonna be tomorrow. I don't know where I'm gonna be next week. Like
I think I can actually tie this
car like that. Like what the fuck? Like
I think I can still tie this. I think I can tie this back to what my response was going to be to that previous point, which is just that like, and this is something that we all kind of love to shit on, which is the whole like the change in our futuristic world is all participatory, and like if you just like put $1 in the charity cup at checkout, I mean, that's just, that can represent the whole thing. Like, you guys get what I'm saying. Like how that those are the answers that we're given, and we're not allowed to do anything greater. I mean, the idea that we could do anything greater is just what Bernie was put forward as a vehicle to absorb into the narrative. But like, anyways, but point is, just the idea that like, God, there's so many responsibilities the modern man must factor in, and I got to be ethical in all these different ways in how I think and how I behave and who I fuck and what I buy. And like, the first person to just come by and be like, hey man, like, you can just like take her easy, is gonna help him, right? And so like Trump, just like calling Liz Warren Pocahontas, and it's great. And I think that yeah, with the Biden car ad, like, I mean, I don't have fucking statistics in front of me. I don't know how people reacted, but I do think that there's something genuinely to just being like, nah, man, like that video really was just like an old man just like being kind of endearing with a cool car. And like, cool cars are just like neat, and like it was just fun, and like to be the person that's like, well, class analysis of it, like, this is absurd, is still the annoying person in the room that like most people are going to be like, all right, like, yeah, you're not wrong, you're just an asshole.
Sure, yeah, but like, now's not the time to put that ad out, I feel like. I mean, like, I'm not going to be like, well, dude, he's lacking class analysis, because always fucking Biden's lacking class analysis, dude, he's a lib. But like, I don't think that like, as far as the strategic move to try to play to a voter base, especially like the voter base that is going to be kind of lethargic to begin with, I don't think just throwing out nostalgic ads about an old dude's favorite car is going to like get people into voting.
Yeah, I don't.
Right now, they could have put like footage of like whatever the fuck they wanted to do, and like people like talk about housing. But, like, as far as effective policy, like, I don't really care what he talks about, because like I know it's not going to actually turn into any material change or anything positive.
Right.
Like, but like, as far as if I was Joe Biden's campaign team, I would look at that ad and be like, you know what, maybe we should wait a few months on this guy.
Yeah.
Or like, maybe we should put that out like before this mess happened and scrap it now.
Yeah,
like,
I don't think you need like a strong class analysis. I think in our world, like the Twitter world, like that's what we'll be debating, like, oh, who's out nerding who. But like, I don't think you need a class analysis if you're just like, you're not sure if you're dealing with an eviction like lawsuit or whatever. I don't think you need a class analysis to be like, yo, this is bullshit. What the fuck is like, oh, like, what the fuck? I don't give a fuck about your car. Meanwhile, Trump is signing a fucking executive order that's gonna continue the eviction freezes. Like, that shit is gonna ring off more to them, because
he's just talking about shit that's actually happening, and it involves people like that aren't just Joe Biden. Like,
well, and more importantly, he's talking about giving people money.
That's what I mean. Yeah, like, he's talking about shit that's actually going on in the real world, and not just like, oh, well, Joe Biden has a nice car and he's having fun. Like, well, he can drive a car and ride a bike.
Right.
I think the Biden thing, I think the car ad is actually very savvy. Now keep in mind, I'm a moron, but what he's doing.
Hey, none of the negativity.
No self-deprecating.
He's selling a feeling, though, like, yes. and that's what that ad is about. It's about selling a feeling. I mean, that's always what advertising is, right? You're selling you're trying to get people to buy a feeling, and that's what he's doing with that. And it's a feeling that yeah, for anyone under the age of maybe like 60, that ad is very alienating. But that's not really who's going to drive this election, I don't think. Like, it's about, like, can you capture enough of the boomers to cut into Trump's lead? And I think Biden can, because he's one of them. He's just a different kind of one of them, and he's much more relatable than Hillary was.
But will those boomers risk their lives in the pandemic to go out and vote for Joe Biden?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I don't think people realize the death drive of a lot of the boomers. I don't think people really appreciate, like, yeah, there are some that are very cautious and very safe and stuff like that, but there are a lot of people in that generation that are just like dead set on going out and doing whatever they want, and throwing caution to the wind to a great extent. I think they'll absolutely come out and vote for whoever. I don't know which one they'll go out for more, but like, I think they will come out and vote. Yeah. Also
to be fair, like, mail-in ballots, to touch on that, but also, like, all these normies fucking thought like a few months ago that like masks didn't even work, and now they're like one of their holy fetishes, So like, I don't know, just like tell them that like coronavirus was like caused by like Cheeto Man's bad fart or something, and then they'll just like go out and like, Corona's over, just go outside, it's fine.
Yeah, but
I don't think that's gonna happen, but like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know, but like, they're easily swayed, is what I'm saying.
I mean, I think boomer libs really believe that, like, if Biden's president, that coronavirus will be under control. So they're not motivated.
They're willing to risk their lives to do it.
I agree. I agree that the boomer libs feel that way. I just don't think there's as many of them as like regular people, and I don't think regular people like Joe Biden or the Democrats. I think the silent majority thing that the far right talks about, I 100% believe that. I think they have the silent majority. I think they've got the real numbers. I think Trump signs this executive order to extend UI, eviction freezes. He's cutting prescription drug prices. He's doing all this like leftist shit, like economic leftist shit. Like this is what actually affects people's lives on a day-to-day basis, not this fantasy aesthetic, like, oh, this thing gives me nostalgia, or I like this car. Like, these things don't have any, like, real impact on people. Most people aren't even watching TV anymore. Like, these things are old. These tactics worked in the 90s, maybe, not now. Like, nobody's on that anymore. People got real shit to deal with, and, like, Trump's actually going to help them. He's actually working to actively help their lives, and the Democrats don't do any of that. They don't do the do nothing Democrat thing. They do literally nothing. So I don't think people
they stand right in the way of it.
Right. Well, they obstruct. Exactly. They're going to sue him now for this executive order. Like they're
amazing.
They don't resonate with anybody. Nobody's going to be like, yo, I need to get these guys in. And the people who do feel that way, they're not the majority. They're a small group.
My weight is on the neocons that went Republican to Democrat still. And I think that in the same way that Joe's describing about how it appeals to boomers, I think the ad appeals to them in the same kind of way, where it's more selling, a sentiment which is definitely contrasted against Trump. And, I think this would aid in securing that demo as well. And that's the one I think matters most. And that's why I think Democrats are,
Joe Biden is like the Dems to make America great again. Like he's like, make America normal again.
Right.
Like he's like, let's look at this car. Like things could have been better. Look at this nostalgia from your past.
And I think
I
see that. Neocons are on board
I definitely see that. Like from what Joe is saying, I get that. Like also looking at it materially, it's like what happened within a couple of days of that car ad is this Trump thing. And although it is good on this, like, and it's giving people benefits and speaking to people who like are working and younger people who might not actually vote, at the same time, the same articles are coming out there saying, well, actually, it's going to cut Social Security. This is going to ruin like shit that boomers care about more so, because like we already know we're not going to have Social fucking Security when we're an adult. But like boomers are like, they are on that shit now. So with the optics of that being side by side, I definitely see it's a wise play to try to go for, like, that's definitely going to play well with the boomers and with the more like older conservative right that you're talking about that might switch to Joe Biden or another Trumper type of people. So I can see it from both angles now. But Spicy, I didn't mean to cut you off there. Is that?
No, I think Joe was going to say that.
Oh, it was Joe. My bad, Joe. I didn't mean to cut you off.
They're not all the same, COH, you racist white hotep.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. They're all north. Us in the Southern Europe got a whole different thing going. I got a couple percentage points with that, and then I got a one letter on the pass.
We're trying to silence Italian voices.
Yeah, exactly. I can say
All right.
Don't worry about it.
Well, I mean, we shouldn't talk too much about the electoral thing. I mean, we will. There's only one way to find out what actually happens. I mean, we'll talk about it more.
You gotta fuck around if you want to find out.
Right.
Oh man,
Jesus Christ, what a nightmare! God, I'm so fucking embarrassed that I was a Bernie supporter. Like all that shit, just like, oh God, the cringe.
It's fine. Like I don't think there's any embarrassment.
Yeah, no.
I'm embarrassed. I'm completely embarrassed.
Good try.
Well, yeah, but like while we were supporting him, that was before he was like mind melded into the monster from The Thing.
Well, even when I supported him, I knew that like he was just another social democrat that's just going to kick the can further down. But I was like, yeah, maybe I'll get healthcare, and so will like some people I care about. So at that time, I still think that there's some like, I don't know, it's not something to be ashamed of. I mean, that's just wanting better material circumstances for the people that are around you right this minute, which CRK, that's what you're always talking about with your economic change.
Which is why I'm MAGA now, or CAG.
Right. Yeah, you're a chud now.
Yeah, I'm total chud.
So the Social Security thing is interesting because so it's a little bit more. There's like one extra step to it than it just being cut and dry, like cutting Social Security.
Oh, sure.
It's the well, like as always is, but it is like a detail that I think is interesting to think about, and it also leads to like what I think is the funniest part of like the last couple days of the news cycle. So it's him deferring payroll tax, which is where Social Security. I honestly, before this, maybe this is embarrassing, I honestly didn't know this before this week, but that's where it's funded, right?
Whoa,
Which I mean,
okay.
well, I mean, I understood that it's taken out of my paycheck, etc. But like, I didn't know that it was so concentrated.
Just directly. Okay, yeah.
Exactly. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, that's kind of stressful to think it's
no doubt
consolidated, right? And so he's cutting it, or he's putting a stay on it right now. And he says, there will be back pay unless, of course, I am reelected. Then I'll just forgive all of that, and then it'll just be it'll be permanent, right? And I think we talked about this like brief. I know, exactly. Right?
Absolute
like I just
masterclass,
just fucking wheeling and dealing. I love it, dude. I love it. Like it's kingfish shit. But yeah, it also kind of sucks. At the same time, though,
that's the caveat of everything Trump does. You're like, yeah, but it fucking sucks. But like,
exactly right. What was the thing?
He's the harm reduction.
It does make me wonder if I am missing something, because you would wonder, well, I think a lot of his base is older, right? And so like, wouldn't this hurt his numbers as well? And so like, what is the play with Social Security? Because again, like he himself is not saying this. It is rightfully like deduced by the media and everything. But, like, what is his angle on it? Like, well, what is he gonna say? And like, I don't know. Maybe he'll just do like the Trump response and just like, no. He'll just like say,
yeah, he'll just be like, it's fake news. He'll be like, no, that's just like not what's going on. And they'll be like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I guess maybe term 2, maybe you just don't even need to fucking worry about it. Maybe I'm giving way too much credit right now.
I'm sure there's a buffer built in Social Security. Like, I doubt it's going straight directly from my paycheck right into some boomer's pocket the next week. So like, there's enough time that like it probably won't show until the election, or at least that like anything that might actually happen. So it's going to be on the level of like where he can be like, well, actually, no, that's not true, because it's not going to maybe come down the pipe. I don't really know for sure. That's just what I assume.
I think what he's likely going to do is they'll massage the numbers so that it will be uninterrupted. Social Security be uninterrupted for all the senior citizens and probably everyone over the age of like 55, and then just completely gut it for everyone under that age. And I'm sure they have ways of doing that.
Right. You just distract people by just being like, look at the food in front of you. We're going to be eating forever. Yep. Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that is always the X factor with a lot of these things, especially like electorally. It's just being like, how much is this just like cashing in on the fact that like the American public is just like a battered wife? And
absolutely.
They'll just fucking listen. There'll be the dudes in like No Country for Old Men that just like let Anton Chigurh just like put the hydraulic thing up to them. And then just...
Yeah. I mean,
I
feel like people will want immediate relief and worry about tomorrow later, because that's just how capitalism has existed for as long as it has, and that kind of trickled down. That mentality has trickled down everybody.
The neo-Marxists want to fucking destroy our country, right? I mean, tomorrow's not even a certain thing.
That's true. But I guess aside from the nerd-ass electoral shit is the cancellation shit we should probably talk about. I guess just to see where, if you guys have experiences with that. I'm sure you guys have. Like, Menace, I feel like you, with the shit you post, you must get like canceled every fucking day, right? Like,
uncancelable.
How do you do it? You just put that Trump gif, the Trump LeBron gif, and you're just off the hook. Like, how does that work? Like,
so at this point, most of the people that have like tried have blocked me, or have just realized that it's not gonna matter, that I'm not gonna apologize,
because your base doesn't care.
Yeah. I mean, Joe, because the thing is, you lose when you apologize. I'm not gonna apologize.
That's right.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, Joe's seen all the screenshots of me and all that bullshit. I mean, the people calling around about the retard discourse, and there's one time I'm not proud of necessarily. Some kid was like, "It's this chain for my birthday," and I typed an E, and I was like, I probably shouldn't have done that, and a bunch of people screenshot. So where I probably, that's not really my bag, but, I'm not going to apologize if people want to get mad. It's just I'm just going to run with it, and people that know me. I think that's kind of what happened, is that people know that while I post problematic things, I'm a nice dude. If you reply to me, I'm going to reply back. I'm going to retweet you. I'm I don't judge people, so I think that I've kind of collected followers that know I won't judge them, so they don't judge me.
Right,
So,
right.
And if you're collecting followers based off of the tweets that are getting people mad in the first place, those followers aren't going to give a fuck about people getting mad because, like, that's what they're there for, is that juice.
Mhm.
Like,
I mean, to be honest, I sometimes say things that I don't even really want to, just to kind of trim the fat, to make people follow me. That would told me. So.
Yeah.
It's funny, the story that Menace was just telling about the chain where he typed the E in there. It was right around that time. I've been hanging out with him online, I don't know, like a month or two, maybe even a little bit longer than that. But I just posted some. I was just feeling very warm and fuzzy towards him, and I posted something like, "This is a really nice guy. If you're looking for a nice guy to hang out with, this is the dude." And a former compadre of mine who went to cancel land against me, she posted a screenshot of me saying that, and then of Menace in his chain of letters, and just put it side by side. I was like, "Oh, what's this all about?" And I was just like, "You know what? He's a good boy. I like him."
But then there was I said something like, girls will go down another girl just so they can call you a fag online, and that purple girl said, this is an absolute detriment to the left. And I was like, the left? Shit, what I have to say.
But also, that's so true. It's so true, man. It's like
the bisexuals, man, they're after us.
I mean, they're segments of your imagination. They are not real. Like, bisexuality, it's not real. Or if it is, I just don't get it. Pick a side, you know?
Are you doing erasure right now? That's crazy, yo. You trying to erase these people? John Wick style.
Yeah, it's a new hobby that I've been picking up. I like to paint miniatures, and I like to erase sexuality.
Yeah,
that's my two hobbies.
That world of like cancellation though is it is absolutely wild, and it's so there was a time when I was much more active in the sort of rad lib circles, and I was in a bunch of the chats and stuff, and I'm not going to give any specifics or anything, but particularly not in any names or anything like that, to make that clear. But
no, we're not cops.
There's a whole subculture in that stuff of like, it reminds me of the Epstein thing in that it's like, one theory of Epstein is that it's about providing blackmail material, and everybody's in on it, and once you're in on it, then you can be trusted by all the other people that are in on it. And it's the same thing with horny stuff in these chats, that like you can work your way into deeper and deeper levels of these weird group chats by like giving them blackmailable, not even blackmailable material really, but like by implicating yourself as like, oh, I'm one of the horny ones, you know, and so like by being like, oh, that's a hot, you know, you're hot, or that's a hot thing. I don't know if you can tell I wasn't exactly participatory in this kind of thing.
Or if like you say something transphobic, CRK adds you to the chat.
That's right. But yeah, and it's wild because then what they do, they all have screenshots of that stuff that they set aside, and if you step out of line, or if they just get bored or whatever, I don't even know necessarily the circumstances that they'll need, but they all keep that stuff filed away. They got folders and folders, and if you step out of line, all of a sudden there's business on the timeline, but that's the thing. It's both that they have it, and that in order to work your way into the tighter social circles, you have to expose. You have to give them something to hold over you, almost, or you have to be extremely cool.
Yeah, I mean, some mob shit, some cabal shit. You got to put some blood in. You got to show some dirt. And everybody's got.
I don't see how people have that. Like, how do you have pictures of screenshots and shit? Like, I'm looking for like my Mark Cuban GIF I saved 2 days ago, and I can't fucking find it. Where is it? I had to Google it and resave it again. Like, there are 40 more Cubans in my phone.
So there are people that are monitoring other people's faves on Twitter.
That's crazy.
There are people that will go through and screenshot a person. Like, it's usually people in particular that they are particularly they hold a lot of ire towards. But I remember one time Amy got canceled because
which time?
Well, one time, yeah, right. But it was but this time it was because she faved a post that was pretty innocuous. But it was posted by a guy who was, I guess, a Stormfront adjacent person or something like that. and the way people came from, it's like, dude, she didn't like platform this thing, you know. It was just that she clicked the fave button. But yeah, there are people that screenshot, and they have I'm not kidding. They have folders like on their computers and devices and stuff with subfolders about like all this stuff, and they tag it and everything. It's
FBI shit.
I don't even
FBI.
look at who posts shit. I just favorite shit. I'm just throwing it around loosely.
Yeah.
Like, I see a good post, I'm tossing the favorite out there. If you're a groiper or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm not looking at your profile.
Yeah.
Scroll, hit a like.
Well, that was the thing, is they were like, oh yeah, you should have clicked on the profile before you clicked the fave.
Oh my god.
That's insane.
That's actually platform. That's
Well,
like, if I clicked on it, maybe I would have become a groiper. You know,
Right.
under your logic. So like, what the fuck?
Well, and like think about this in context, just like earlier, like my point about, you know, put $1 in the charity thing at checkout, right? Like the very like utopia in our time, it will need to be each person toiling away as opposed to any like this is kind of like an end result of that, right? Like it's
absolutely,
it's everybody, you know, it's a decentralized bureau of thought control, right?
Absolutely.
I think about like, I mean, just IRL relationships and everything. Like, no, I think there is something to be said for like, there's the danger of maybe emotional vulnerability, or you're revealing yourself to people as you get to know them, right?
Right.
The difference is, it reminds me of like Bill Pullman in Lost Highway, where he says like, I don't like to have pictures or videos taken because I just like the memory, right? Like this fleeting thing, right? Like, I mean, by just the nature of like my relationship with all you guys, like I kind of made a joke earlier before we started recording, but like all of this is recorded at all times, always.
Yeah.
And so like if you had a record, and I mean, we're closer to it than any other generation by like leaps and bounds, but like if you had a record of like every single thing any of like your ex-girlfriends ever said out loud to you, like you can ruin everyone's life.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And these people, you know, like it's been said, like the left isn't a political movement. The left is just a subculture in a lot of ways. And like, this is a subculture that self-selects for people that, you know, like what was that?
There are people with way too much free time. Sorry.
Yeah, people with too much free time and people that are abhorrent and are yeah, I mean, you know,
if they were able to connect with others in a healthy way, they wouldn't be doing it online.
Exactly.
That wouldn't be their sole means of emotional and social support.
Yeah.
Online.
Yeah, you know,
because they're not
present company excluded, obviously.
Of course. Of course. Well, that's the thing. I think we all have real life like relationships and connections and stuff, but there are people who really.
If you're looking at faves on Twitter, you don't.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Exactly. Thank you. That's a slam dunk right there.
And it's also like, it's like building towards like, this is gonna sound crazy and be some like normie live shit, but like, so for instance, there's a Black Mirror episode, which is the show sucks, but I saw it a few years ago when it first came out.
Just own it. Just own it. That the libs don't get to have a copyright on referencing.
Sure, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and reference the pop culture. So there's a Black Mirror episode where there's like essentially a social credit system where like people are going around and like she's trying to get in a car and like she has to use her phone to get into this taxi or whatever, and like instead of like her Uber Lyft rating, it looks at like what her like just people around have said about her, right? And then it'll be like, it's kind of like almost, you could think about like high school like brownie points getting into
social credit. It's like in China,
but it's social credit.
Yeah.
So and it's like people just actively working on doing that functionally here before we even have that in place.
Right.
So it's just like, that's just a prototype for a social credit system, especially once like,
absolutely.
I mean, you could say that we're moving towards a cashless society. That's one of the like psyops and like one of the big conspiracies out there right now, because like the fact that there's a coin shortage and everything is that like, and that the COVID's making people not want to deal with bills and stuff, so it's pushing people more towards a completely cashless society. So if we're moving on to something like that, then you could see how easily social credit could really work into that, like just like already how we have regular credit. I don't know, man. It's just fucked.
Yeah, I mean,
this stuff is like the ultimate in alienation too. It's this.
Yeah.
It's not just that you're in competition with other people in real life, and it's not just that there's constant competition and distance from others in like even in just being online. It's that everybody, even people that you ostensibly are friendly with and associated with and like connected with, that they are also people that you're in competition with, and that you have to make sure, because they probably are taking screenshots of what you're saying.
Right,
You
right.
better have something on them as well.
Absolutely.
And they better make sure that they say something horny.
That's like me and
You say that you're horny.
That's like me and-
oh yeah, well, I've seen you be horny too.
I
that's
just
me and
wanna hop
Menace
in.
calling each other queers on the timeline. That's us in competition.
Yeah.
I just want to hop in real quick. I think for me, I tie this back to what we were talking about with my question at the beginning. I had notes. I actually got put on the door today at work, so I was thinking a lot about dehumanization, but I don't have them in front of me. But pretty much like I in my time on Twitter have found that it's extremely retarded and incredibly dumb, because it's Twitter. I feel like equips everybody with the tools for dehumanization.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of the behavior that we're talking about, I think on the most part, is just sort of people behaving as Twitter will lead them to behave. And there are a few like sycophants who are like just, pathologically looking to ruin lives, which is atrocious. And, Ellie, you've commented on a few individuals who are particularly like that. But, I think if I were to sort of draw it to, I was just in a Twitter thread that CRK and Slav were in just before this, where, conversations just so quickly and easily devolve into these very like combative, antagonistic exchanges. And there's always, I feel like, the looming threat of the quote tweet, which just signal boosts for, a rate of sorts. And I feel like a lot of the behavior that comes from Twitter is just people taking anything that's slightly serious and running with the tools. And I think sort of my interest in the Twitter absurdism, and then on the other half, sort of Twitter bliss posting, is I feel like it's really the only proper way to use Twitter. I think a lot of the people who are using it politically, just you inevitably end up getting in these really like toxic
It's going to poison your brain.
Yeah, it completely fries you. But I feel like people don't really recognize it when they do it themselves, just because that's how Twitter, it's what Twitter produces. But every single exchange that looks like that, it's just like, it's a complete headache. And it's like, why are we doing this? Not that
This is why
it was a waste, but
like Paul Giamatti's face on a gigantic baby, and you post that at them. That's why you do this, because it makes you happy. And I don't think it's going to make them unhappy in the same way, at least, as if you outright argued with them. Like at the very least, they know now, like, okay, I can ignore this guy. He's insane. At least they know that they're not nagged by the doubt of whether they could have made a point or something like that. But at least they can just block you and move on with their life. I mean, it's really a kindness to post a disturbing image at something.
And it also
I
highlights the absurdity of what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Themselves.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a movie called Suicide Kings. It came out in like the mid to late 90s, maybe. Christopher Walken, tour de force, just chewing the scenery. Dennis Leary is in it, also like fantastic. But there's a scene where Chris Walken, he's this mob boss, and he's just telling these kids, or these like college kids, he's like, life doesn't make sense. Doesn't but he's right. Life doesn't make sense, and I think you have to bring that level of absurdity online if you're going to survive it mentally. You have to be incredibly smart and disciplined, or incredibly crazy and ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a, because and I try my hand at sincerity, and I try my hand at other things, and it's a little bit okay, but you got to go back to like just being nuts. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
White hoteps, baby.
Well, yeah, like
exactly it.
Yeah,
and to embrace the absurdity.
Yeah, some normies I know who like get on Twitter or whatever, and like they'll just be like, lambasted by all this shit. And I'll just be like, yo, there's a reason why like you got to have some ironic detachment, because it's really the only way to not lose your fucking, or at least compartmentalize whatever you got to do. But you cannot take that shit straight to the brain, straight to the soul. You can't, because there's a lot of psychos. And again, like people are behind Abbeys. Like people forget this. Like, we're anonymous. Like a lot of us, like people are not, the whole like go on the YouTube comments and people are saying wild fucking shit they wouldn't say in person. Like people are saying wild shit, and they're presenting. There's people with anime Abbeys, and like people are presenting as somebody that they're not in real life. So you gotta, if they're already detached, you gotta go in it with that mentality. Like this is not real shit. These interactions are not real, and you have to have that
cartoon dog wearing lipstick.
Right? Exactly. You got to have that detachment, and the woke thing plays into that, because a lot of these people are pretending to be cleaner than they are. Everybody's got dirt on themselves. Everybody's got dirt. It's just like the priests who are out there, preaching about how to live righteously, and they seem super clean, but then you catch them fucking, male prostitutes. So it's like they're the ones who are the loudest about being the cleanest, because like it's all made up. It's all fake, and you know that they're overcompensating to cover up that shit, and that's why they need the mutual dirt.
If I had some like crazy fucking skeletons in my closet, then like one of the first things that might probably pop into my head while I'm posting is just like getting shit on other people.
Absolutely, it's a psychosis. It's a pathological thing. It's you got dirt. Maybe you're guilty about it. You know it's wrong, and all you can do is dig up that dirt on other people and try to persecute them for it to alleviate your own guilt. It's a very human thing. It's old as time. You know what I mean? Like,
and you have every incentive to do it.
It's like, you might be bad, but you can compare yourself to someone that's worse so you feel better.
Absolutely. It's like, like the Springer thing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
well, this goes back to Oprah.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah, the Springer thing. Yeah.
Oprah saying at the end of the day, you're still playing.
Yeah.
And you know what I wish that guy had said to her? I wish he had given her a big shit-eating grin and said, "You're right."
Damn right. Hell
yeah. Just own it. They're always going to think you're a bastard anyways.
That's what Trump would have done in that conversation. Yeah, you goddamn right, I'm white.
That's why the deplorables thing worked so well, and why people took a hold onto it so strongly.
Incredible gift that he gave them.
Yeah, that's why the Menace approach of just like, I always say that, like, never fucking apologize to these people. Never. Even if you're wrong, you better sit at home and reflect on that shit on your own. Do not fucking apologize to these fucking people publicly. Like,
it will not be enough.
Yeah, exactly. You'll be in quicksand, because then you gotta go with the next goalpost, and you'll never get anything from them.
Yeah, so I actually kind of was making like bisexual jokes at a person yesterday, but like they actually got upset. I felt bad, and I did apologize. I said, I'm fucking around, man. Like, and they just said, "Fuck you."
In case you couldn't tell, I'm fucking around. I think bisexual people actually do exist.
Well, we all know Menace is the vanguard of the left, and like we all go to him for like
he's getting the temperature of the pool.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
he's laundering anti-LGBT sentiment into the left. Just
right. Exactly.
He's laundering the memes.
Exactly.
To Spicy Boy's point, because I just wanted to touch on this before it was out of my head. Like, I mean, it's kind of like a basic bitch kind of thing to say, but like it comes back to this behavior and Twitter stuff does all just come back to the Marshall McLuhan thing of like the medium is the message stuff, right? Like there are qualities of the medium we're on, Twitter, that will dictate the message. Right, just like how there are qualities of television, right? You can say, how does needing to break for 2 advertisement breaks every half-hour block affect the story structure, right? And if that's the primary medium in a culture for a decade or a few decades, then how is that gonna, how is that going to affect story structure and that kind of stuff? And I think that we like then like jumped seamlessly into Joe's point just about like just be just the kind of surrealist wacky guy, right? And I think that like I would put that as just kind of refusing to play on the terms that the medium is dictating. And this isn't, I mean, at the end of the day, we're still just talking about how we're talking to strangers on the internet, but I do think that like the war for your fucking soul against detached, ironic, eye rolling is like a real one, and it's like been one that's been going for a long time, and like probably even before like the modern era, just like you don't want to become a jaded asshole. And I think that's kind of a timeless struggle, right? And I think that like we have just a turbo boost fucking Cuban NOS in your engine fast track to that.
Right. Very true.
I want to expand on just the first part. I think my conception is it's not only Twitter. I think it's sort of the nature of relationships on the internet. I feel like, with everything being parasocial, I sort of see online use as an uphill battle at overcoming parasociality. And a lot of the negative forms it takes, with dehumanization is a product of that, where the person you're engaging with, you engage with as an avatar, unless they're... you engage with them as an avatar, but they're still bearing the weight of, whatever engagement that is. And the only exception is the most extreme form where they're just full dehumanization. We're going to dox you. We're going to cancel you.
Yeah.
But and then the flip side, which is why I'm a fan of the absurdism, and as well, like I said, bliss posting is, trying to make that parasocial relationship a more real relationship. And I see the best vehicle for that, being sort of like no fucks given. We're just fucking around. Although, like Joe said, like I know he's a good guy, or at least like I know this person, and am close to them in some sort of way where I can vouch for them. And really, like, I think that sort of it's more than just Twitter. It's like the only purpose of being online is to either enjoy it and get to know other people, or you're just getting thrown into the maw of like all this other terrible bullshit. And so I would just adapt it. I don't think it's Twitter specific. I think it's just the internet as a whole, but I think it holds up across all like sub communities and websites.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And
go ahead.
No, I just was going to say, I think some of this stuff is bleeding into real life as well in terms of cancellations. I don't know if you guys know people who in real life are like cutting each other off.
Oh my God. Yeah. Family members and everything. Shit. Yeah. I mean, since post 2016, I've seen like being from Alabama and being like a young person, most of my peers are like more, I guess, lib-leaning somewhat than just because like they're young and that's just like what they've been more so indoctrinated into. I mean, obviously there's a lot of people who are also like alt-right leaning, but I'd say that like seeing that kind of the conflict between like young people that are more like left leaning and then their parents who are just like your run-of-the-mill conservative that voted for Trump, or like their uncles. Like I've seen people on Facebook like disowning their uncle and their dad and their cousin because like they voted for Trump in 2016. And it's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like 90% of the people voted for Trump in 2016. You live in Alabama. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
yeah.
Can you not use nuance in your thinking and look past the fact that like some people voted for him for more nuanced reasons just because they're a racist or whatever? Like, it's absurd.
And moreover, well, no, I mean, even if they voted for him because they're a racist, it's still it's family, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you have to have bonds that
deeper than that shit. Yeah,
exactly. You have to have something to your life. Otherwise, you're going to end up only associating with a small group of people online and completely alienated from everybody else. And that's no way to live.
Yep.
Yeah, and you know how we talked about like necessarily like arguing, debating with people doesn't work, but I live in Georgia, so I mean it's a red state. But to me, you can hang out.
I knew you're another Southern boy.
Hey.
Oh yeah. But you can associate and be friendly with people that might be a little too far right, a little racist, and just by not being that way and showing them that like if you, let's just say, generic leftist person doesn't treat them like shit, that's kind of when you kind of, pull people, in a different direction.
Absolutely.
Just
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Like, the whole deplorable thing was so fucking bad because it just said, fuck these people, they'll never expect us, they're always going to think we're white trash, fuck Hillary, fuck the Democrats.
Right. Condemnation cuts them off forever. And yeah, if you show a little bit of sympathy and give a little bit of handout, which the right did very well, people will fucking love you because they just want some relief from like being, berated all the time. And this cancellation thing is like what Spicy's talking about, the dehumanization thing. It's like, the elite do this a lot of being like super pristine and clean and high etiquette and flawless. There is no dirt, there's no skeletons. That's how they present themselves, and it's inherently inhuman because human nature is full of dirt and fucked up shit and bigoted shit and wrong shit. That's just human nature, and that's not a cynical thing. It's a humanist thing. It's like, yo, you just gotta accept this is how we are. It's not as simple as we're all irredeemable. It's not. You can't. It's like a 16-year-old's mentality of morality or whatever. So it's like you can't have that framework. So if you think about it in terms of like a little bit more nuance and less black and white about it, then you can't cut these people off. You can't cut them out of your life, and you can't. I've done some of that stuff, and I've been around people that have done that stuff, and it's just all it leads to is more alienation, which is what is good for neoliberalism and good for capital. Is everybody broken off, siloed off on their own? That's exactly what they want.
And really what I'm trying to get at with the Twitter stuff is like, I feel like this is left Twitter embodied, where it's just people are constantly doing this shit. And if they were to be doing it in real life, it'd be, ridiculous. And it'd be the same exact thing. It's like, why are you cutting off these people for no reason, being picked for no reason? And, I just I spend a lot of time just sort of observing the Twitter timeline and seeing this stuff play out. And I kind of wish more people would, and just, question, like, if you are claiming to have some sort of left project and to be bringing that online, then you should be hyper aware of whenever you're, falling prey to, Twitter's mechanisms and participating in this kind of thing, because we can all agree that, like, when you see it in real life and with friends doing it and family members doing it, it's like atrocious, but there's some degree of separation online that seems to make it admissible.
Yeah,
well, that's a psychologist call that salience, like a psychological salience. It's like it's easier to press a button that drops a bomb than it is to pull a trigger that shoots a gun, and that's easier than it is to take a knife or to throttle someone by the neck. It's online, you're disconnected. There's no salience of that person in your face. I mean, whether it's someone that you know or not, you can't see their facial reactions.
Right.
Yeah, whatever. I'll say the worst
you
thing.
You can't see their life fucking collapsing as you dox them.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. Press the button, and the person in the room that you can't see will get an electric shock.
yeah. Milgram.
And then mock them about having to go work at McDonald's afterwards.
I know that on the show I've talked about some like more socially conservative ideas, and the joke of me talking about the family or whatever. But one thing that has been big about how I've experienced the last year with politics has been, and this is me showing my hand a little bit, and in how it compromises me a bit. But I think that's important. I mean, I don't think that's totally irrelevant. Has just been like, my family life has been disrupted a lot by politics in a fucking very dramatic way. I mean, yeah, like COH kind of talked about this, and I'm sure that plenty of people can agree. Just people just cutting each other off, just saying crazy fucking shit to each other. And just like the whole idea that, like, blood is thicker than water is just totally out of the fucking window. And yeah. I mean, I think that that's like the social, that's the kind of social breakdown that I think is like lasting.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
definitely.
Like meaningful, right?
Oh yeah.
Like on the bigger scale, shit can heal pretty quick, right? But it reminds me of, in Green Book, Gaddafi talks about how like the groups of people, there's the nation, there's the tribe, and then there's the family. And like if the nation collapses, then the rise of the tribe is once again reemphasized. But like and then always the last layer is the family, right? And the family, for that reason, and this is actually an interesting insight into maybe how he would have described identity politics or the usefulness of it. Like that's also the visceral avenue through which you can reach people, right? The more interpersonal, right? The person next to you. Honestly, this is just all to say that like my relationship with my loved ones and everything is like more important to me, and should be more important to everybody, even though this is irrational, than fucking political issues. It just should be. You know what I mean? And like, unless your fucking brother is like Gary Ridgway or something, or just some insane shit. And even then, you know what I mean?
No, yeah.
We were supposed to like watch movies of like, like the mother won't rat out her son for being a shooter or something. And
right.
Talking about Kevin or something like that. And like,
I'd never rat out my kid. I don't give a fuck what they did.
No, exactly. And that's not just like that's speaking to something that's important, that needs to be acknowledged. It's human. That needs to be like factored into how we talk about this shit. And I do think that like on the left, the whole like 60s counterculture aesthetics that is like, say fuck you to your dad and destroy these institutions is like right now, like while that stuff isn't intellectually completely misguided, right? Like there is at least a kernel of truth to everything. Like right now, it's just being used as fucking Agent Orange.
Oh my god,
absolutely.
And it's been reified through not only pop culture and everything, but systemically through like the medical care system as well, through therapy, like through psychoanalysis. Like a lot of what it comes down to, especially for bougie people going to therapy, which most of the time the only fucking people that can afford it, it's going to be familial issues, where they're just looking to escape like whatever trauma or guilt or whatever the fuck they're feeling because like something's fucked up with their family that they're just not dealing with correctly, or like they like are neglecting their family and they feel guilty about it. So like, oh, like blah blah blah, and then their therapist is like, well, actually, you don't have to care about them because like they said the R word to you, and you're like, oh, you're right, yeah,
You're right.
You're supporting me.
And this really makes me think about like something that I realized. I was in the lead up to the primaries. I was really getting into it with my dad on the phone a fair amount of time. He and I have always had a good relationship and everything. But I was really getting into it with him, and I was getting frustrated, and I could tell he was too. And I realized like we don't talk about anything but this because we're both into it. We're both into following this stuff. I was like, we don't talk about anything else. And so like I just started bringing up other topics, and just by talking about, because we still would talk about the damn primaries and stuff, but just talking about anything else,
right,
brought the whole like it brought the average, it normalized things, like in the audio sense, not like in the political normalized bisexuality kind of
right.
Yeah, but I think that's the case when you're losing these family like relationships. A lot of that is because there's just not enough there to begin with in terms of like actual connection. Like you might have love and affection, but in terms of anything of substance that you ever talk about, if the only thing you ever talk about with someone is something that you deeply disagree about, that's gonna create a lot of tension. You have to find anything else that you can talk about that doesn't lead to that. Even if it's sports and you root for different teams, at least you can agree that you like the sport, like you can agree that there are teams that you both hate or whatever,
Right. I mean, my girlfriend's like pretty apolitical, but she doesn't follow this shit. She doesn't give a shit. But like my whole family does. And when we would get together, it was the same as you and your dad. It's like all we would talk about. And I mean, she kind of pulled me aside one day and was like, I mean, do you ask them like about how their day was, what's going on in their life? Yep. And I was like, shit, I don't. And we just talk about like Bernie or Biden or Trump, and I was just like, this isn't a relationship. Like if I want to talk about this stuff, I can read shit on Twitter or talk about it with like guys like y'all on Twitter, but like with my family, like that's not a bond.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm guilty of the same thing. We're just like start noticing like, or like somebody else, my cousin will just be like, yo, is this all you and your brother fucking talk about? Be like, damn, like what else? There's got to be something else, you know what I mean? Like something. And it wasn't always like that. I mean, now it's hard. Like politics is in everybody's face because things are falling apart. So it's like it's harder not to. But but it's true.
Difficult to.
Yeah, but everybody had.
So many young people don't live with their near their families anymore either, because like they've moved to the city or whatever the fucking aspirational PMC kind of job. So like they're already separated from them. So like the only thing they have to try to reach out on because they're not living sharing the same experiences anymore is stuff like that. Like that's just already on the top of their mind, which is political shit.
Yeah, and when you grew up together or whatever, like it wasn't founded on that. Like whatever memories you guys have of being close or whatever, if you were, was not on that shit. It was on something tangible.
This person that raised you is no longer raising you, and you need to figure out what your relationship is with them on some levels.
Right,
now.
right.
And this is like before all of the crazy shit happened, I had this issue with my dad, and this is when I was like just a normie lib. And I guess like just to maybe put a little positive note on it, like me and my dad just don't fucking talk about politics, and when we do, we just tap out and we just get together and we fucking go fly fishing, and that's the thing we do, and that's the thing we talk about, and it's not a matter of work anymore, and it hasn't been for a few years now. Like this just isn't a problem anymore, and so like I do think that people can come back from it. It is doable, right? 100%.
Yeah, and
100%. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just think about like there's this thing that I had trouble reconciling. Like I came from Jersey to New York, and like I'd be in the city and I'd be like, oh, thank God I'm like not around fucking ignorant motherfuckers who are like, I was a radlib, so I was like, oh, nice, I'll be around woke people. And the thing I noticed consistently was all those problematic people that I was around were way more loyal, way more just nicer, genuine people. And the people here are fucking like snakes. They're fucking snakes here, but they're more woke. And I had the hardest time reconciling that shit.
Yeah, it's literally like the wanting to hang out with the cool kids, but the cool kids are pieces of shit. And
right, exactly. And then you're like, oh fuck, I should have hung up. I should have stuck with them. Like I was better off with them. Like exactly. And you go ahead,
like wokeness is like so. It's so similar to like I grew up like super like fundamentalist Southern Christian. It's the same thing. It's like these are the rules you have to follow or you're ostracized. Like
yep. And there's no redemption.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, there's no priest to go to confess to like get your like
get absolved. Like yeah. And I'm not even saying necessarily that like the right wing thing is better or whatever. I think it's not about that. I think that they were just people who were less elite and they had more use for. And this is what I've been saying about right-wing social beliefs is that they had more it's got more utility. You need more tighter bonding. You need more tethering because you need that for survival. And that shit lasts longer until you're elite, and then you don't need it anymore. And then it dissolves away. You don't need to be loyal because what's the point? You got money. You go on your own. So like that, there's just that where I just noticed like they were, I'm not gonna say they're better people or whatever, but like they kind of were. And like sometimes they'd say racist shit or slurs or whatever. I'd be like taken aback by it. But they ended up being more solid people where they would have my back more often than these other people. And when you think about it like that, it's like, if you cancel based on these lines of like idealist, utopian, like, all right, this is the proper way to behave. That's like pretty aliens, not even human anymore. And you have this pristine standard and nobody can meet it. But at least these people are honest about not meeting it and they're humble, versus, then you get in this weird thing where like, what, you just get removed from everybody because nobody's really meeting it. And the people who are meeting it aren't even real people. So who are you talking to?
Yeah, well, it's like not meant to be lived in. It's like a stage house that's not meant to be lived in.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think there's that transition too, like you were saying. If you're conservative and until you acquire enough money, and then you don't need it anymore. And I think that is the point where, like, you see these very wealthy people, they do make the adjustments, generally speaking, to their speech and their style of interaction and stuff, that they'll use the right pronouns unless they're making a point out of it or something like that. Mm-hmm. And it's because now they're in the elite echelons. They want to get invited to the right parties.
Right. Yeah.
So they have to make sure they can follow the etiquette at those parties. It doesn't really matter what they actually support with their money or their behavior or whatever. It's just like, no, can you maintain the etiquette of this thing?
Right. Exactly.
This has always been the case, like just
yeah.
I shared this.
What is this Ellen thing? What is this?
Yeah, well, okay. So this is something that we had actually talked about previously. I think when Spicy was actually first on, as a matter of fact. But
Fat Shame. I couldn't see the whole thing. Fat Shame the Boy in 1970.
The folks here at home from Hot New Hip Hop. I know, I love it. You just got to include that.
Oh, hell yeah. This is the kid she bullied when she was 11. Okay, yeah, go on. Sorry.
No.
I'm tapped in.
Ellen DeGeneres reportedly fat shamed a young boy in the 1970s. Okay. So we have a story about Ellen.
That's the only thing I agree with that she's ever done.
Like, this is Ellen. Okay. Fuck. Sorry, lost my train of thought. Yeah, we had talked about in a previous discussion just how like therapy a lot of the time can be used to kind of create these negative narratives for like thinking about framing your past.
Right.
And you guys had even mentioned it tonight of just like, oh, your dad said retard one time. So actually, in retrospect, like he's horrible. He needs to be cut out of your life. That was the first thing I saw when I saw this headline like 2 hours ago. And I just thought it was so perfect. Is time
like 50 years ago in the 70s? Yeah. That's
is it? I mean, this
40 years ago.
This right here is just like the medium that we spend all our time on, like forming are just like gates of doors of perception, right? Like there is no time on the internet. It's flattened out.
Right.
And so what do we have? We have a story where Ellen is getting canceled for being a fucking child and calling another kid fat. Yeah, and to be fair, I haven't read this piece of shit article, and I don't intend to ever read this piece of shit. But I mean, 1970s, how fucking old must she have been, right?
No, this is beyond parody shit. This is like what we would try to come up with a bit of how hilarious and like ridiculous cancel culture can be. This is what you would come up with, and it would be too hammy. We wouldn't be able to say this shit. Yeah, it'd be too on the nose. When she was 11 years old, like
oh my god! Wait, really? Is it confirmed 11?
I don't know. I'm looking at the headlines. Like,
she was 11. I'm pretty positive. At the time,
okay.
From what I'm seeing,
no, she wasn't. She wasn't that young, was she?
Dude.
He was 11.
Oh, he was 11.
He was 11. I said she was in her 20s.
Oh.
She's old.
Yeah, it said she was in her early 20s.
Oh.
Sure. Okay. So a 20-year-old making fun of an 11-year-old kid. Sure. Yeah. Sounds bad.
It's messed up to do, but like I don't think it reflects on who she is now.
Yeah, I mean,
no, she's still sick though for other reasons.
The child sacrifice is a big thing, but like
this story is a psyop.
One thing, just whenever we get deeper and deeper in the hole with these discussions, is just like I always just want to take the time to just also include like just a reminder that we don't ever hear that like being a dick to people is not like the most important or terrible thing in the world, and like in the grand scheme, like
Absolutely not.
just doesn't fucking matter.
Absolutely not.
And the amount of time we dedicate to just being a bully. As this, like, what are you talking about? What are you talking? Like, people are starving. Like, people die every fucking
For real,
day.
this is what we talked about with that woman who had the during the Bernie days, when we were talking about that woman who was like, yo, I get death threats and rape threats. So I was just like, yo, no offense, but it doesn't fucking matter compared to like what the fuck is going on in the grand scheme of things. It doesn't fucking matter. It's your problem. Like, you know what I mean? Like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, right. It's like Ellen called a kid fat, and then there was the Olympics hostage crisis. But like,
yeah. On page 5, page 5, you check for that story.
It's so fucking stupid, man. And yeah, I don't know. Just the retrospect aspect of this is just so.
Oh yeah, and taking the standards of the present and applying them to the past. Like, I used to work with a guy who studied like history and philosophy of science. And one of his best like kind of stories that he told me was, and I won't go on the whole thing obviously, but it was about like the guy that invented the frontal lobotomy and the technique of doing that, and that he won like I don't know if it was a Nobel Prize for medicine or something. I'm pretty sure it was a Nobel Prize. And of course we know that the lobotomy was later used as like this really harsh, punitive and horrible abusive measure and yada yada yada. But at the time, it was groundbreaking medicine. Now, people want to go back and retroactively, there was a movement for a period of time to go back and retroactively unaward the Nobel Prize to the guy that invented the lobotomy. And it was like, but this is insane, because at the time, it wasn't like we're taking the modern ethical practice of medicine and taking those standards and applying them to, 100 years ago or whatever it was. But that's, these people are sick.
Right. I mean, I think like old medicine is just like the perfect example, right? Because there's just shit like that, like explaining like cocaine to a baby.
Right. And what are they going to say about chemotherapy in 50 years? Like our current state-of-the-art chemotherapy in 50 or 100 years
will be barbaric.
Inject poison to people,
right? Barbaric.
To kill the cancer and hope that they kill the cancer before they kill the person, and it'll look just like the frontal lobotomy does to us now.
Right.
Well, they'll say it was medical white supremacy to make everyone look like a skinhead.
Well done.
No, but it's the same way with like slurs and stuff like that. When they dig up like so and so said something in 2005, and it's like, yeah, because fucking everything talked like that in 2005.
Yeah, don't they do that with Tarantino movies? They're like, yo, Tarantino's got these people saying the N-word in the 1800s. Be like, yo, people said the N-word in the 1800s. Like, what do
This is why I will never stop loving the fact that just like the biggest song that the Black Eyed Peas ever did was called "Let's Get Retarded." That was fucking huge. You guys remember that? And they tried to.
The clean version was let's get it started.
But yeah, dude, fucking they memory hold the shit out of that, man. But like,
revisionist. But the true heads remember. True heads recall. Yeah.
True heads, absolutely. The real ones will always remember.
I will never stop getting retarded because of.
Oh yeah. And what was the guy? Will I Am? That's the guy from.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, and he never stopped getting retarded.
It's a lifestyle.
No, it's just like you show these fucking historical pieces, and like people are saying things like WOC or by POC in like the 1800s. Like, how much? What do they have to do to like whitewash and revise everything? Like that. How far in denial are you going to be of what reality is? Like, I wouldn't be shocked.
Why you have to go one back from whatever's politically correct now, and you have to use that term because it's gonna. You might use it now, and people might kind of cringe at you. But then in the next generation of this, your use of that term will be quaint. So, like, if you say retarded now, if you just keep referring to the people with intellectual disabilities as retarded, right? It'll in another generation, that's going to sound like when people say,
"Oh, idiot!" Idiot was like that.
Idiot.
Yeah, idiot was a medical term.
Moron.
Yeah,
those were clinical terms.
Right, exactly.
So the key is to go one back from where we are now and just keep using it, because then in another 30 years, you're just going to look quaint.
So you're saying we should keep calling people retarded, and that's how we get ahead of the curve. Okay,
this is how we win.
Okay, this is how we
by not playing the game.
But this is great. Yo, thanks, Menace. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate you guys coming on. All right, catch you guys next week.
All right.
Peace, y'all.
See you guys.
Yep.
Later.